Let's move on and talk a little bit about Connor Prielipp. Prielipp is interesting if we're counting, because I'm a sicko. Prielipp is prospect promotion incentive pick eligible because he appears on multiple of the necessary lists for such things.
Can you explain to our listeners what does that mean when Connor Prielipp wins the Cy Young and Rookie of the Year this year?
Well, it means he'll get credit for full year of service time, and he would earn the Twins a pick if he met the requisite number of days on the active roster and you appear on 2 of the 3 heralded top 100 lists prior to the beginning of the season. Those 3 are Baseball America, Pipeline, and ESPN. Your team's eligible for a prospect promotion incentive pick.
Only one pick if he's Cy Young and
yes, one. You only get 1 per prospect. That's a one-time deal, dude. But yeah, Prielipp was healthy in 2025, was 24 for the majority of that season. Here's a fun stat for you, Jeremy. He pitched 82.2 innings in 2025, which is more than his previous 5 seasons of baseball combined.
Significantly more.
Significantly more. 403 RA, 354 FIP. He struck out 27% of hitters, walked just 8.5. That's really, really solid. Threw a lot of strikes, maybe a little bit too many strikes. Fastball, slider, changeup was how he entered the year. He added a sinker at the end of the year in St. Paul, so that was the 4th pitch for him. And what I saw from him was he got hit some, especially at AAA, and it was mostly from living in the zone too much. And so my thought was like thinking about how and when and where you leave the zone and get better leverage on hitters. But how are you viewing Prielipp's ranking? Because we've got McDaniel as a high guy at 54. Then you've got another list, BAs, where he's sneaking on at 94. How are you thinking about his 2026?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of said it earlier. If you view him as a starter, this is where he fits in the back half. If you view him as a really good starter, which there were glimpses of this pre-draft, pre-injury at Alabama, that he could be a potential top pick in the draft. So I would love the idea of him continuing to be a starter. What the stat that you gave was the innings. He stepped on the mound 24 times last year. The previous 5 years or the previous 4 years, he did it like 18 times total. And so there's this feeling that every time he throws a pitch, like when I'd watch the games last year, I'd turn it on and I'm like, man, every time he had exited a game without shaking his arm, I'm like, this is great. And then so you wonder, like, does the team operate on, are we on borrowed time? Plus, this is age 25 season, so he's not young anymore.
Yep.
I would love the idea of him. We'll get you in St. Paul. We're going to start you. We're going to keep you on regular rest. We talked yesterday, like, in my opinion, at the max, like, he's still a couple guys down in the pecking order in the minor leagues. But what we've seen in the past years is, like, when you need a guy, it's more about who lines up with that start than being the next guy, right? And so I think he'll make his debut for the Twins at some point as a starter this year. I would guess they would try to run him out and still kind of limit his innings and pitches, and then kind of settle into the bullpen long term, unless he's just that good as a starter. And I think all of that is fine. I view him as the best Twins prospect in terms of his ability and how close he is to the big leagues. And I think he could be a starter on a team that needs him, but right now we know they need bullpen help. And I would love for him to stay healthy. He's going to strike out a ton of dudes and would be an absolute weapon in the bullpen. But if you can keep him stretched out and keep him going, I really like that for him. But I think this is fair, right? He's been healthy for 1 year and 82 innings of his career.
Yep.
And so there's a lot left to prove. And I think this is a great opportunity because there are pitchers that are decent quality pitchers. But I think what he brings with his left-handedness and his power and his off-speed stuff and his breaking stuff, like he's the real deal.